This is the Reds Postcast, your instant game reaction for the Cincinnati Reds. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Good evening, Reds fans, and welcome to another edition of the Postcast brought to you by Locked On Reds and the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. I'm Tim Daniel, lifelong Reds fan, and my second season here at Locked On, and I want to thank you for spending some time with me as we discuss the Cincinnati Reds 5-2 loss to the Atlanta Braves. On tonight's show, we're going to discuss Brady Singer having a so-so start, the Reds continuing to strand runners in very irritating fashion, and for the love of God, stop pitching to Ronald Acuña Jr. All that and a whole lot more. But first, let's get started.
This is what you'll be talking about.
Okay, so I'm going to start here. Brady Singer really needs to figure out how to stop giving up home runs. Because when he doesn't give up home runs, he's not so bad. He's not terrible. But listen to this number. Good friend Matt Wilkes put this out. Brady Singer has given up 13 home runs in his last 6 outings. First time a Reds pitcher has allowed 13 plus home runs in a 6-game span since Amir Garrett, who allowed 14 home runs in 6 outings between May 23rd and September 8th of 2017. Brady, my dog, what's going on? What's this about? I don't understand. This isn't the guy the Reds traded for. This isn't the guy that was there last year who was really good. This was one of those games where they just looked overmatched. They didn't look like they had a chance out there. And this is one of these things where, okay, I shouldn't say that because at one point they had the lead. Yeah, we'll talk about JJ Bleday as well. But for Brady Singer, it's just this thing where and look, I know a lot of people are going to point out to that ending where he has 3 walks. I kind of got what he was doing. He thought he could get Ozzy Albies out. So he's like, I'm going to pitch carefully to these 3 guys ahead of him, and I'm going to take care of business. And he did do that, to his credit. But this team seems kind of mid right now, doesn't it? It seems like we're looking at yet another mediocre Reds baseball team at the moment. Could things change? Sure. But May needs to end. Thank God it does on Monday. Because, well, tomorrow, technically. Because this is just kind of really frustrating. I'm really not mad at the Brock Burke home run, whatever. That's Matt Olson over there. And then Lyon Richardson pitching in the ninth inning. Once again, bullpen malpractice. Can't seem to figure it out. I don't get it. These guys that were just getting called up, pitching in really important situations in games, it doesn't make sense to me. Look, I know Pierce Johnson's now out too. And that sucks because I don't know what's going on with the Reds and pitching injuries, but I hate it. And it's been really, really irritating. And that revolving door I was talking about last night, this looks like it's about to start. I don't know what to do. But I don't know, man. It's so frustrating because injuries suck. But the team just didn't look super, after they took the lead, didn't look competitive tonight. And, I talked about this yesterday. I think the Braves are awesome. They're probably going to win the National League. I think they're better right now than every team in the National League. And I know someone's going to pop in. You're like, but Tim, what about the Dodgers? I think the Braves are better than them right now, the way they're playing. That's obviously probably going to change. But in the moment, I think the Braves are probably the best team in the National League. That could change. We'll see. But, yeah, it's just one of those things where it's really irritating. Bullpen had to go out there and throw 4 innings. They're all right. They're okay, TJ Antone has a decent inning. Brock Burke gives it the solo shot to Matt Olson. You can live with Matt Olson hitting a solo shot. Sam Maul and Lyon Richardson combined for the 9th inning when Ronald Acuña hits his 2nd home run. Oh, we're going to talk about this Ronald Acuña thing to end the show. I don't know. Tony Santillan looked all right. So Bullpen is what it is, but you give up 4 home runs to the Atlanta Braves, chances are you're going to lose. Just is what it is. And that's the part where I don't understand. Look, I get it's Great American Ballpark. I get that, it's a home run stadium. The Reds aren't hitting home runs there very well, except for JJ Bleday and Ellie De La Cruz. And, I shouldn't say that. That's not fair. But this is just one of those things where they got to get this figured out. And they got to get it figured out soon. We'll see how it goes. But one other thing that I cannot seem to understand, stranding runners in really bad situations.
Uh-oh, somebody messed up, and it's time to let them know with Who Fudged Up.
Who fudged up, do you ask? The whole team didn't have a lot of chances tonight. They couldn't get anybody in. So, let's see. Tonight, they get 11 total bases tonight as a team. Bleday had 5 of them. That's kind of frustrating. But, it's the situation. They go 0 for 3 with runners in score position. They leave 4 on base. And guess what? They lost by 3 runs. You're not always going to get a hit with runners in scoring position. You're not always going to bring every runner in. I understand that. I'm not sitting here to say they've got to get this right every time. But sometimes, maybe, that could be a thing, right? Occasionally you bring a guy in when they're sitting there. Potentially. The backbreaker of this game was Ellie De La Cruz getting a triple with 1 out, and they can't bring him in. And it's Sal Stewart behind him. It's, Eugenio Suarez behind him, and they can't bring him in. That's the part where they got to figure this out. So Suarez and Ellie both left in scoring position with 2 outs. And I talked about yesterday, Ellie hasn't been hitting very well of late. So his speed looked good though. His speed did look good on that triple. And I know Acuña played it real funny. But I don't know why this team can't figure it out. And I don't know why. It's just one of these things where, look at tonight. They only struck out 5 times tonight. They're putting the ball in play. They're taking it to them. They're having weak contact throughout the game. I get it. But, and they have 3 walks tonight. They have, 5 hits is not enough. 3 walks is not enough, especially when you play a team like the Braves. And the Braves, they're one of those teams that when they get to the 7th inning, you just know what they're going to do. You just know that means they're about to take care of business. And that's the part that's really frustrating. I don't know how this team gets better in that circumstance. I don't know how this team figures it out, but they got it. And I know people yesterday were like, Tim, you're being ridiculous for calling this a big series this early in the season. I don't think I am. I think when you go against the team that I think is the best team in the National League, I feel like you want to show your best, and the Reds have not shown their best in these first 2 games. Maybe tomorrow they figure out a way to do it. Maybe Nick Lodolo has a great outing. He's certainly capable of it. He's been looking better. It's a tough team to play against, though. So it's definitely a tough team to pitch against as well. So we shall see. All right, we're going to take the break, and on the other side, we're going to reveal our locked-on player of the game, and we're going to figure out why the Reds are still pitching to Ronald Acuña Jr. Nothing like watching a Reds game in person. Even better when you get there and the excitement is all there. You've got the fans hanging out with you. You got bobblehead nights. You have when games are out of hand, people think it's a good idea to do the wave. Do not do the wave. The only problem, getting tickets can feel like a grind. Long queues, surprise fees, prices jumping at checkout. That's where there's Game Time. The Game Time app gives fans the advantage with constant innovation. It's how you unlock amazing tickets and experiences in just a few taps. As you guys know, Jeff's talked about this. Steve's talked about this. I've talked about this. I love going down to the banks, grabbing a beer at the Holy Grail, maybe getting a margarita condado. Just depends how I'm feeling that day. And, I go down there with the expectation that I will be in the ballpark for the game. I don't have a ticket till I get down there. About, say tonight, a 7:15 game at 6:55, I'm checking tickets to think, how prices are going, and that's the way to do it. Game Time is so simple to use. It's a guarantee. It means you get 100% authentic tickets delivered on time at the best price. Fees are included in the price you see, so what you see is what you pay, period. Say you don't go to Great American Ballpark all the time. Say you really don't know your way around the stadium. You got the seat view feature. It gives you a panoramic view of your exact seat before you buy it. Say you just want to sit in a certain section, like the Sun Moon Deck, my favorite section of the ballpark. Zone deals let me pick the section and save even more while Game Time selects the seat. You can also follow your favorite team on the road. Say you're traveling with the Reds and you want to go check out the next weekend series and you get alerts when new deals drop. 2 taps and it's done. No stress, no hidden fees, just great season minutes. That's what makes it so easy to decide last minute to hit a game. Take the guesswork out of buying MLB tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code LOCKEDON for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code LOCKEDON for $20 off. Download the Game Time app today. This episode is also brought to you by our friends over at Kalshi. Baseball season is here and now. You can trade every game on Kalshi. On Kalshi, you're trading against peers in a live market, meaning there's no house, and as the probability changes, you can buy in and out of your position. Say you're looking at tomorrow's game and you think the Reds can flat out avoid a sweep. Right now, they are trading at 45%, which means if you put $100 down, you can get a $223 payout if the Reds win. That's kind of cool. We all like that extra money. On Kalshi, you're trading against peers in a live market, meaning there's no house, and as the probability changes, you can buy in and out of your position. For a limited time, download the Kalshi app and use code LOCKEDON to get $10 when you trade 10. KALSHI, Kalshi. Trade on anything. 18 plus only. Restrictions and eligibility requirements apply. Event contract trading involves risk and may not be suitable for all investors. Prices, values, and available markets may differ from those mentioned. For more information, please be able to go to kalshi.com/regulatory. Look, I said what I said. Don't do the wave. It's very stupid. Please don't do the wave. It's not fun. No one really likes it. Why do people do it at stadiums? I don't understand. Whatever. I want to shout out our everydayers here at the Postcast. Thank you so much for hanging out with me tonight as we discuss a frustrating loss for the Cincinnati Reds yet again to the Atlanta Braves by the score of 5-2. As always, you can also not only check my show after every single game, but you get Jeff and Steve Monday through Friday on Locked On Reds as well. And say you want to listen ad-free. Say you don't want to hear me talk about Game Time and Kalshi. Boom. Go join the Everydayer Club for $5 a month or $50 a year. And right now they have 7-day free trials. You can get ad-free episodes of every Locked On Red show. Say you want to check me out on Locked On Cavs as well. I'm over there. You can do that. You can get ad-free episodes of that. And you also get access to our Discord chat as well, which is a lot of fun. We're in there just talking ball with all of you. Check it out. The notes in the description for more. Let's get to our Reds Locked On Player of the Game, even though, yeah.
This is the Locked On Player of the Game.
Let's shout out our guy, JJ Bleday. 2 for 4 tonight with a homer, 2 runs batted in, 1 run scored. As if it'd be anyone else if we're talking about the Cincinnati Reds tonight. But it's got to be JJ Bleday. JJ Bleday. I know that Steve was talking about this on Friday, that he's probably hitting over his head. And maybe, he probably is. Let's be honest. He's got a 1.024 OPS since he got called up to the big league team. But he's been really good. And that's been a great pickup. I don't get to say this much for Nick Lodolo decision-making, but it's been a good one. I think he's got a chance of being, Nikita says it here. I was going to say, he might have a shot at National League Player of the Month, even though the Reds have been awful this May. The other guy who might have a shot at National League Player of the Month, or at least this week, is Ronald Acuña Jr., who the Reds still think we should pitch to. Now, I already mentioned Brady Singer pitched around him, which was probably the right decision. But tonight, 2 for 4, 2 home runs, 2 solo shots. That's the part that's nice is, he gave the Reds a chance to still be in the game. But man, it feels like he's getting hot. And why is he got to get hot against our team? Couldn't he wait till the next series? I don't know. The Braves are playing after this. I don't pay that much attention to the Braves, but couldn't he have waited till then? He didn't have to come here and get hot. He didn't have to come here and get going again. Now I know it started in the Red Sox series that they had before this. He had a grand slam at Fenway. And now he comes to Cincinnati and just keeps bringing the hot bat with them. He's got 4 home runs this week? Come on now. Look, we all know how good he is. He's always been good against the Reds. His major league debut against the Reds, I'm pretty sure he homered in that game too. It's like a really, really expensive baseball card you can find from that game that is get you a lot of money. Check it out. But he's just been a Reds killer for a long time. And I don't understand. I don't know how it's just this thing where the Reds are like, have not learned. Be careful with that guy. Johnny says it here. He's the Braves version of Christian Yelich. He should never see a fastball in the zone. You are absolutely right, my friend. Do not give Ronald Acuña Jr. Tomorrow at Nick Lodolo, hey, I know you're not watching the postcast, but if you are, do not give him a fastball in the zone. Throw all breakers. He's probably going to hit one out of the stadium anyway, the way the bat's going. But just give him some breakers or maybe a slider. Just don't give him a chance to kill you. Don't give him a chance to beat you. You're already down 2 games in this series. You want to go ahead and get a sweep? No, you don't want to get swept tomorrow. So just be careful with him. And Matt Olson is really awesome too. Like, that dude's awesome and has been good for a very long time. And this team is like down their 2 catchers, which is crazy. They're like going to like randos who you never heard of. And that's really maddening because they're still winning games against you. But also, do you think the Braves thought when they got Dominic Smith, he was going to have an 847 OPS? There's no way they thought he was going to be as good as he is. But he is. Oh, one more thing before I get out of here tonight, because this is just Reds, typical Red stuff. I was looking this up because Raisel Iglesias came in and pitched the 9th inning, as we know. And Raisel Iglesias is a guy that kind of got a bad rap with the Reds. By the way, 1 year was the opening day starter and ended up a closer in that same season. Don't get me started on that. He's obviously been very good as a closer. The Reds traded Raisel Iglesias. Does anyone know the guy that got back for him? Maybe if you followed me on X, you saw. A guy by the name of Leo Rivas, who I guess is on the 40-man for the Seattle Mariners and has a negative WAR in his career and never played a game for the Cincinnati Reds. You know, it'd look really good right now on the team. Raisel Iglesias. Just saying. But, you know, you can say that about a lot of guys. Raisel Iglesias, Aroldis Chapman. There's a lot of really good relievers that the Reds had out there that they just let walk. So for all the JJ Bledays in the world, there's some Raisel Iglesias and Aroldis Chapmans out there. And that's the part where this Reds team is immensely irritating. And I don't understand why. But we digress, as the Reds are losers tonight to the Atlanta Braves, 5-2. The Braves have 5 runs on 7 hits, no errors. The Reds have 2 runs on 5 hits, no errors. Martin Perez gets his 3rd win of the season for the Braves. He is now 3-3. Brady Singer gets his 5th loss of the year. He is now 2-5 with a 6.18 ERA. And Raisel Iglesias picks up his 10th save of the season and has a 1.02 ERA. But the Reds are back at it tomorrow and try to avoid a sweep against these beloved Atlanta Braves as Nick Lodolo takes the hill. He is 1-1 with a 5.57 ERA and 18 strikeouts. So coming off a really good start against the Mets. But he's going against Spencer Strider, who is 3-0 with a 3.46 ERA in 26 innings pitched. First pitch will be at 1:40, and the Braves get to get the heck out of here. And they couldn't leave sooner. So we'll see how that goes. But everyone, thank you so much for hanging out with me tonight. I definitely appreciate hanging out with you because you guys make me feel better if the Reds have bad games. I'm Tim Daniel. Have a great rest of your Saturday night. Go Red Legs. I will see you tomorrow.